It's the Weather Xtreme video. This is the morning edition for Monday, the 9th of November. I'm James Spann. A lot of things going on here. A big storm across the nation's midsection at Midweek, a new tropical depression, maybe some frost this weekend. So let's dive in there and talk about it. Let's look at the big picture this morning, the water vapor satellite view. You can see a disturbed area of weather across the southeast United States with that short wave to the north and west. We've got rain falling early this morning over parts of east and south Alabama. That was the radar at 5:06. The bulk of the rain was along and south of Interstate 59. And that's where the best chance of significant rain will be during the day today, and mainly this morning. I think by this afternoon, the bulk of this will be out of here. We've been in the 50s for a while. We dropped in the 50s late Saturday. We've been there pretty much all day yesterday. We're mostly in the 50s this morning, although a few colder pockets are in the 40s. And again, we won't get out of the 50s today, and that is way below average for November. We should be in the mid to upper 60s this time of the year. And around the region, you can see 30s north and west of the state. St. Louis, Louisville, Tulsa, all in the 30s. And by golly, we'll be well down in the 30s, I think, by this weekend during the early morning hours. Flash flood watches for extreme southeast Alabama this morning, down around Dothan. Also flash flood watches for much of Georgia, including Atlanta and Macon, down into parts of the Florida Panhandle, including Tallahassee. And frost and freeze warnings in effect for parts of Arkansas and Oklahoma, as they are in cold air this morning. A marginal risk of severe weather today on the coast of North Carolina, and that's about it. Tomorrow, a marginal risk for parts of the nation's midsection, but here's the big risk day, and this is day 3, Wednesday. There is an enhanced severe weather risk for places like Little Rock, Kansas City, St. Louis, Paducah. A slight risk, and that's the standard risk, running all the way from near Tyler and Longview, Texas, almost up to Des Moines and Chicago and Indianapolis. The marginal risk clips the northwestern corner of the state, and that would be for late Wednesday night. And on Thursday, there is no risk. I mean, you've heard all these hype sites, predicting death, doom, tornadoes for Alabama. Look, that's not the case here, as we'll explain as we go. But again, we stress there is no severe weather, organized severe weather expected on day 4, Thursday, from the Storm Prediction Center. This is the rain for the next 5 days, valid through Saturday morning. Really not that much. Rain amount should be under 1/2 inch. That counts the light rain we have today, this morning, and the showers that we get early Thursday morning. But generally speaking, not as much rain as you might think this week. And hey, what do we have here? It's a late season tropical depression. Hurricane season runs through the end of November. This is TD number 12 near the Bahamas. Pretty decent chance this becomes Tropical Storm Kate later today, but no worries for the United States. That will be recurving before affecting the southeast coast of the U.S. All right, model fans, here we go. The GFS, this is the 06Z run, valid today at noon. Big trough on the west coast. You can see the shortwave rotating through here, and again, cloudy, cool, damp. We'll have rain mainly this morning, and again, mainly from Birmingham south and east, and we will not get out of the 50s today. Both the NAM and the GFS are at 57. Tomorrow should be a brighter day. The sky becoming partly to mostly sunny with a high back in the 60s. Wednesday, there's your severe weather setup for the areas north and west of the state. A 993 millibar low that's just south of Omaha, Nebraska, with a trailing front down to about Fort Worth. But our day, Wednesday, should be fine. The sky will be partly to mostly sunny, and a good chance we see low 70s, maybe even mid-70s in spots. That'll feel pretty good. And let's go to midnight Wednesday night. The surface low deepens, 983 millibars, the witch of November. And tomorrow is the 40th anniversary of the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald because of a system like that up around the Great Lakes. And again, the trailing front down to about Memphis and Houston. And the band of showers and storms should be creeping into extreme northwest Alabama at that point. And then by 6 o'clock Thursday morning, the cold front pushing into Alabama with a surface low over Lake Michigan. And boy, that is a classic witch of November. Now, with the main surface low so far north, the better dynamic support so far north, you'd think that this would, probably not be a big severe weather problem with just a band of showers, maybe some thunder with gusty winds. And here's the other thing. There is no surface-based instability. It's 6 o'clock Thursday morning. So I think what happens, we'll have a band of thunderstorms coming into northwest Alabama around midnight Wednesday night. And they could be producing pretty strong gusty winds. But then they weaken as they move southeast, and I'm not so sure we see any thunder by the time they get down here. But hey, with thunderstorms, what do? You expect the unexpected, so we'll be watching anyway. Then during the day Thursday, this is noon, we're getting back into drier and colder air. Friday, look at that big 1031 high pushing in here. It'll be a delightful day. We start the day in the 40s. The high will be in the 60s. And Saturday, that thing digs on in here. And it's going to be cold Saturday morning. The GFS is printing 34. Now, a lot of places had a frost. And some places had a freeze back in mid-October on the 18th. This will probably be colder than that. Many of the colder pockets will see a freeze, a frost likely for many spots. But the day will be just beautiful. Bright, sunny weather. The high will be in the 50s. Couldn't be better for football. And the same thing on Sunday. We start the day down around freezing, and the high will be in the upper 50s. So just a perfect November weekend. Although it's going to be cold in the morning. Then Monday of next week, the next trough is off to the west. Rain increasing west of the state, but we're still dry. Here's the end of the forecast. This is middle of next week, Wednesday the 18th. Troughing passing through. The rain is on the way out, and we'll begin to turn colder again with a surface low forming off in the Atlantic coast. Check the numbers for the next 15 days. You can see those cold mornings, Saturday and Sunday. The ensembles here are printing out mid-30s. Highs for the weekend in the 50s. The weekend again will be bright and sunny. Just a slow warming trend for next week. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes in the blog. Next video here by 4 o'clock this afternoon. If you can't catch us this evening on the live stream or the television side, ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.